Welcome back, my fellow aggressive learners. In this episode, we shall be talking about percent. All right, we shall be talking about percent. Remember, in the previous episode, we talked about pixel. So, pixel, or we're still talking about CSS units, all right, and values, all right. And then we've talked about pixel, all right. Now we're talking about what? Percent, all right. Hopefully you get the gist, right? Good. So what exactly is percent? Remember we said pixel is an absolute value. This one is not an absolute value. It is a relative value. Relative value means it is what? It depend on what? On a parent. It depends on its parent, all right, to function. It depends on its parents to function, and we are going to demonstrate that. So how do we demonstrate this? All right, let's quickly go ahead and create a small div. Yes, we've all talked about div container, and I know we still remember it. So I'm going to give this div a class, and I'm going to give it an outer, call it outer container, all right. And then inside this div, I'm going to create a small child, a div. I'm going to give it a child. So that child is going to be what? Class inner container. What we want to demonstrate is that this child needs this child to what? To render. All right. When it comes to percentage. All right. So let us quickly go ahead and then use this class called inner child. So let me copy it because I don't want to type anything. All right, so I'm going to do dot because we're dealing with the class, and then paste my whole thing, and we are in. Now that we have this, let me quickly give this guy a background. All right, remember I love red, but in this case I want to use the hexa value. So how do I generate red? All right, so I can do E8, I can do 00, I can do 00. And voila, here we go. Yeah, voila. So we go. So you can see you are not seeing anything on the screen. So let's keep going because this guy depends on the parent to render. But if you are in a haste to see something, of course you can go ahead and write something, and you will see something. All right. But that is for color. That is for color. When we get to percentage width, nothing will change. All right. So I am going to, maybe I should leave this. Okay, let me leave this. Let me delete it. All right, let me delete this. So let's continue. All right, so I'm going to define width 50% of the parent. Which parent is not available? Width height 50% of the parent. Which parent is not available? So because the parent is not available, is not showing. All right. So let me put, remember we did something here. So let me do it. Now you can see 50%, 20%, whatever it is, it has no relevance because you don't even know 50% of what you are doing. But however, it is important to understand that in a situation where you do not define what parent this one should take over, this guy will assume the default browser to be its original parent. Let me show you why. If I do, remember I did this is 50%. If I do this 0, it takes 100%. That means it takes the full width of the browser. It assumes the parent to be what? To be its original. It assumes the browser width to be its original parent. All right. So for us to define exactly what we want, we need to give it a meaning and say, okay, it is not the browser default height that we are looking for. We want our own default height, and our default height is inner outer container. All right. Yeah, outer container, and I want to give it a background of FF, let's say green, F3, 00 and 00. Okay, so this is still red, sorry. This is still red. So 00, right? Good. So you can see this. Now let me give it a width because it is not yet visible. Let me go ahead and give it a width. I want the width to be 300 pixel. Just 300 pixel. You can see. Now I want this one to be 50. Now you can see it has taken the shape of my original width. This one to be 50. Are you seeing? Now I want, that means 50% of 300. 50% of 300. You can say you want it to be 20%. Watch it out. It will assume 20%. You can see, right? So now let me do height. I want the height too to be 400 pixel, for instance. All right. You can see 400 pixel, and I'm saying it should take 50% of the height. I also want the width to take 50%. You can see. So by the time you check out this, you realize that you have actually this inner depends on this. It is not inheriting the percentage. All right, when you say width, it is not taking the percentage of the browser, rather it is taking from the parent of this. All right. So one thing you need to understand in this tutorial is that the CSS percent, all right, it will allow such elements or such rule to inherit from the parents. In a situation where you don't have the parent, it will inherit from the browser. So let's refresh this and you will see this whole thing inherits from the browser. The browser does not have its own default height, but it inherits from the browser. So there is a big problem. I don't think that is what you want. So you want to go ahead and define your own. So this guy now inherits what? Inherit from the father. And that is exactly what you wanted to do. So all we want to demonstrate is that what is that percent is a relative value. So anytime you're using it, be very careful and know that it is inheriting from the parents, its immediate parents. All right, yes, that's the word I want to use. It's inheriting from the immediate parents. So that information has to stick. Percent is a relative value, meaning it depends on the parent. In a situation where there is no parent definition, where there is no parent rule in the CSS, it will go and inherit the browser height and width as the parent. Of course, most often it is good you pay attention to this because they can cause you issues, right? So I can actually go ahead and replace this width with 50 pixel. Remember, with 150 pixel. 150 pixel is the half of what? Is the half of 300 pixel. Watch it. It is going to remain the same thing. Is it not? It is still the same thing, right? So I can also replace the height of this red one with what? With 150 pixel instead of percent. And watch it. It will still be the same thing. So what it means is that what? Okay, sorry, yeah, sorry, it should be 200 pixel, not 150. 200 pixel. So you can see it is still the same thing. All right. Anyway, gentlemen, this is all I wanted to show you in this tutorial. All right. This is all I wanted to show you. All right. All about pixel, all about percentage. All right, and how it relates to what? To pixel value. And I'm hopeful that you would start making use of pixel as you write your CSS code. And I wish you the best. Please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Sadiko, and then see you in the next class.